Hey, good evening, folks. We're back up here with the sheep. We're just feeding the dogs tonight. Nothing major. Sheep get moved every other day. Moved them last night. So we're just up here seeing what's going on. Well, checking the sheep out, making sure everybody's good, making sure the energizer's still running. Everything's solar up here. This property is about a mile off the main road. It has no electricity up here at all. So everything I do up here to farm, I will have to be with solar. Here's the dog, Winter, and Spruce. There's a bunch of the sheep. Yeah. Just moved them into here last night and they're already doing pretty good, knocking stuff down, eating a decent amount of it. My paddock sizes, I use the Premier One sheep netting. They're 160-foot rolls, 164-foot rolls, correction. But that's what I use for fencing. I know a lot of people suggest to have a good perimeter fence, but I've been doing this since April of this year and I've only had a sheep get out once. I know once is not great, but once again, we are a mile off the main road and that's headed towards the main road. As you can see, very much wooded. There's another 100 or so acres below us. This property is a 200-acre piece of property. State land on 3 sides, well, 2.5. And the other 1.5 is owned by 2 other individuals. This is a paddock there, and I mowed here. That's why it's a little shorter. I'm trying to mow everywheres, just because, as you can see, this is very brushy through here. And this isn't the worst of this. This farm was on a land like preserve type thing with the state, where they paid us to mow it in a rotation of every 3 years. So that helped grow it up, and then we started leasing the property to a crop farmer, which they do soybeans and corn. It is my goal to take over that property that is used by the crop farmer to run more animals, but at this point, this is my sheep flock minus my ram, which I will kick my ram in about roughly the 14th of December. I'm looking for lambing to start around the 2nd week in May. We lambed this year the 2nd week of April. We got some snow after that. I didn't really like that, but being an experience, our ram got in earlier than we expected to last year. This is all I use for water. It's got a hose with half a barrel and just a Tractor Supply float valve. It seems to work okay. I haven't had any issues with it. Sorry, I move a lot, but just kind of figuring out how to do all this, and if you don't know, anybody's got suggestions, just give me suggestions. There's one laying down. That's a good looking little ewe lamb. There's another one. I bought the black ones. That's a ewe lamb. She was number 2 this year. She was born 2nd. She seems a little bit more woolly. Her mom is right there. She just rubbed against. That's number 17. These are my dog houses. They're just the Indigo dog house. This is inside. That's how I feed my dogs. I know there's better methods, but I just kind of dump the food in there like that and give it a tilt so the sheep won't go in there. They don't like the dark hole, so they don't normally steal my dog food. But yeah, I'd like to set up a feeder like Greg Judy uses. I think that's awesome. And just haven't gotten to a point where I could spend the money on the feeder and the and all the fencing and whatnot. And with lumber prices the way they are, yeah, this is my hose ran. Once again, no electric up here, so I use a battery operated pump to get a siphon going out of this pond. This is the newest pond on our property. My Aunt Carol and Uncle Doug had this pond put in. My grandpa always wanted one here, but just never got around to doing it. So this is one of 3 ponds. I will show you the rest. This is a lot of the ground I have to graze. That's the other pond. That's I think the first pond that went in. That's part of the field we lost to a brush pile when this pond was built. I plan on turning that back into field within time. That's more area that has started to grow up, and as you can tell, I started to mow it, and that's good. I'll get it mowed off, but I unfortunately ran over a twig from one of those brushy things, and yeah, popped one of the tractor's tires. I'll show you our tractor. My next video will be a tour of this property and just a little premiere. We don't only do sheep. We also raise meat chickens and egg layers. We also do pasture raised pigs. We do our meat chickens on pasture in Joel Salatin style chicken tractor. This year we used a tarp. Don't ever do that. I'll show you why. Yeah, build it the way he did it. Definitely the way to go. If you can afford it. I just couldn't afford to do that this year. When you're starting out early in life, sometimes you use what you got to do, and I know very much so that is one of Joel Salatin's big ideologies, is definitely to use what you have and make do with what you can get, and you know, keep your head in the game, keep farming. But yep, that's all I'm gonna do for this video, and I appreciate anybody's views. You know, I'm just some dude in New York raising some animals and do construction for a living. You know, so anybody's input and anybody's support, I very much appreciate it. My wife appreciates it. You know, we hope to really turn this farm into something someday. Yeah. Have a great night, everybody.